So, welcome back. We are still very early in the production of Tremors. Now, the town wasn't quite ready yet, but we had planned for that, and we were shooting in other locations while the crew busily put the finishing touches on the town. By the way, people often ask me, well, what happened to the town? Is it still there? Sadly, no. The town of Perfection is not still there. In fact, it was torn down almost immediately after production. Now, that ended up being kind of a problem in post-production because Universal decided they didn't like our original ending and they wanted an ending with Val and Rhonda kissing. Well, the town was gone. So we went back out there. The crew built a little bit of Nestor's fence and a little bit of Nancy's fence because that's all we had time and money to do. And that's why Val and Rhonda are kissing sort of out in the middle of nowhere at the end of the movie. Anyway, even though Perfection is in fact gone, ironically, you can still see it from outer space. On satellite maps, you can see the road we built all the way around the town. This allowed us to move our vehicles wherever we needed them so they wouldn't be in the shot. But let's go back now to when the town was brand new. The final details were going in. The famous signs were about to be put up. And right here I've got to introduce you to our production designer, Ivo Cristante. It is hard to overstate the impact he had on our movie. Right here, he happened to be telling me that they used a real shotgun to make the bullet holes in the sign.
Oh, buckshot.
Method buckshot.
Yeah. It says method art direction.
Did Steve?
And we also got the leaving perfection sign too.
That's great. Is it?
Bixby is 100. No, Bixby is 78 miles from Carson City now.
Okay.
I hope you knew that.
No, I think I can live with it.
Okay.
Now that's just an example of the hundreds of decisions Ivo made in designing the town. None of this stuff was in the script. Here's Bert's bunker with its metal shutters and its satellite dish, and Nancy's house with all of the details of her life. He decided that Nestor, the guy who runs the town dump, he's probably kind of a hoarder, so that's why Nestor's place looks like this. It was Ivo who decided that Perfection was probably a mining town in its past, and he moved in old mining equipment and gave the mine a name. Years later, when we did Tremors 4, we used that idea, but we said it was a silver mine. We'd forgotten it was a talcum mine. Now here's an idea that I love. Fans have asked me, is there something under Walter Chang's name on the store? Well, yes, there is. Ivo decided if it was a mining town, then the store was probably originally a company store. So his crew painted company faintly underneath and then painted Walter Chang on top of it. That's all very deliberate.
This is our town.
Now, I have to admit, I was completely geeked out about the town. This is my first movie as producer. The town is fantastic, and I'm showing it off to anybody who comes out there. This is actually still in pre-production. But I loved all the details, like this paint that was used by the crew that would crack as soon as you put it on and look like old paint. Other details I loved were our fake fiberglass bricks.
That's the site, but I want to show you the bricks. You have to see the bricks. Hello.
Okay.
There's a brick wall.
And
You can't see it anymore.
as much as I loved the fake bricks, I loved the real mining equipment that Ivo had moved in.
A lot of this is real mining stuff. That Evo, that's real. That's real. That thing is real.
But I never got tired of the bricks. Now, the woman in this shot is Nancy Roberts, our agent. She is literally the reason Tremors got made. It would take a whole video to tell all the things she did behind the scenes to get this movie green lit. But on this day, of course, I'm showing her the town like I did everybody else.
The town energizes everybody. Everybody who comes out here gets all wound up and wants to work hard.
Well, obviously I was wound up. And you may be wondering at this point, why is there so much footage of me showing off the town? Well, remember, my dad is the one shooting the video. Okay, well, I know most of you are hoping to see real behind-the-scenes footage, so let's go back to that very first day of production. We had finished shooting the scene of Val and Earl driving off the highway, and we were working on the sequence where they meet Rhonda for the first time. Things are going pretty well. I like this shot because the crew is using one of our production Jeeps to move one of our lights. That is not an LED, by the way. So like I say, things are going pretty well, but Mother Nature did have a surprise in store for us. Here is Finn rehearsing for the scene. Now you might be wondering, well, why is Finn Carter wearing a parka? I remember the movie. It's very hot when she meets Val and Earl, and she's got sunscreen on and wearing a frilly blouse. Well, the reason is it had started to snow. Now, on the video, you can hear my comment at the time, along with my 6-year-old son.
Okay, the chaos has officially started. It has started to snow.
Well, maybe that's why it's so cold.
That must be why it's so cold. I think you're right.
The sun was gone. The temperature had plummeted. Here's Agent Nancy Roberts again with my partner, Brent Maddox. She's actually wearing one of my dad's jackets. Here's Finn, freezing to death between takes. Oh, here's Ron freezing to death. Nancy bringing him an extra jacket. And now this is our director of photography, Alexander Brzezinski. He's worried because nothing we shoot now is going to match anything we shot in the morning.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if there's no sun, why would...
People are borrowing blankets. They're huddling together. Now, it all seems kind of funny now because you know we finished the movie, but at the time we were getting worried. We're realizing we're not going to finish all the shots planned for the day. For a first-time director to fall behind on his first day is not a good thing. Ron could get fired. We could get shut down. Meanwhile, the special effects team is already preparing a shot that we're starting to realize we're just not going to get to.
It's going to be a
Well, here's what ultimately happened. The sun came back out, and at least everything we shot was now going to match what we shot earlier in the day. Mind you, it's still freezing cold. Finn is having a terrible time staying warm between takes. But we did finally get the last shot of the sequence, which was Val and Earl pulling away. Mind you, we did not finish the day. We didn't get all of our shots. In my next video, I'll talk about what we did to solve that problem.